the Grandmaster Hendy is in the building.
Yo, yo, yo.
This is Sway in the morning. Wake your punk ass up.
It's your boy DJ NV.
Yeah, all right. So we just did two shows at once. We did the Breakfast Club and the Sway one. But so this is Grandmaster Hendy of the Northwest Cult podcast over on YouTube. So tell us about the new people you've been interviewing over on your channel.
Well, I just got done interviewing Swishy the God, who I knew made an appearance on your channel recently. So, and I thought it went pretty well. He's a pretty awesome guy. He even said he would teach me how to work FL Studio and all that. So that's another person that's willing to teach me.
That's dope, bro. Shout out to Swishy. He was a good guest. Same.
So how long is it?
What?
Sorry. How long has it been since I last appeared on here?
Probably like a month or so.
Yeah, I've interviewed a lot of people since then.
Yeah, for sure. That was a good little 2 thing run. It was probably like 3 hours. It's like you did one of me, and I did one of your show, and then you did one on my show. But yeah. Tell me about the other people you've interviewed and stuff like that. Who's proud? Tell us about the most proud people you've interviewed in the past couple of weeks.
Well, if we gotta start on terms of who I'm most proud of, I would have to say Ziploc is a pretty big one.
Yeah, for sure.
Because now he is now an official member of the Northwest Cult, third member.
So what will we be doing over there?
Well, I'm gonna definitely be using his musical talent. You know, he's pretty good when it comes to that, and he said he'd be willing to teach me also. And I want him to make more regular appearances because I'm starting a new series soon called The Ritual, and this is sort of gonna be like what we're doing right now. So just kind of catching up with people. I'm gonna be bringing on a lot of reoccurring guests. Tech 7 being one of them, who I also did a full hour-long interview with that went really well. He's gonna be appearing on the show.
Shut up to Tex.
You're definitely going to be making regular appearances on the show if you're open to that.
Yeah.
And, of course, my co-host, Pagan Sage, is going to be a big part of this series as well.
That's dope, bro. What will the show be about? Just sort of like less interviews, more like bullshitting about random topics?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm going for.
That's dope, bro. Yeah, I would have to see that, and I would have to be a part of that for sure. What other people have you interviewed besides Ziploc and Tex and all them?
Let's see. Well,
you did Dead Internally, didn't you? How did you feel about that one?
Oh, Dead Internally. Shout out him. He's a great guy. That's one of my most popular interviews to this day. A lot of people really enjoyed the energy behind that one. I mean, my only regret was, it was only 49 minutes instead of the typical hour. And I mean, I figured, it deserved a lot more content to be put in it than that. But, he was a really good person to interview. Definitely someone, I want to have return on the show.
Yeah, I was proud to have interviewed him. I interviewed him when he used to go by the name of DJ Young C.
Yeah.
And that was a quick one, but after the words, I was just kind of like, you fuck with any artist I mess with, hit me up if you want me to link up a feature, I can help you out, blah, blah, blah. And then ended up getting him to be in the Circle of Serpents, and we ended up doing a lot of stuff afterwards and stuff like that. Got him to make music with him. He's just, we've grown a lot since then, and I want to do another podcast with him, but like, I'm more focused. There's certain people that I put my energy to behind the scenes,
Oh, yeah. I mean, very versatile, very talented, all that.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely recommend everybody check out his Dread and Silent EP. The Silent one, if you want to hear some singing, Dread if you want to hear some more hardcore stuff, but it's still all sad stuff like that. But he's working in a band now and stuff like that. But he's still making music with the Serpents, stuff like that. But
yeah, I've heard some snippets of like him and his band, and it's some really good stuff. I know Sage would be like all over that, you know, because he's a big rock star kind of guy.
Yeah. What do you think you got planned in the next couple months or years with yourself, and where the direction of things are gonna be going?
Well, the most immediate thing I'm trying to work on right now is getting like a means of transportation, because I want to start doing in-person interviews with people.
Hell yeah, man! I just did one with Tizzy T. It's great. It was a lot of fun.
I saw, man, it looked like a really fun time. That's another person I've been meaning to get on the channel, Tizzy.
Bro, you got to. I'm gonna give you his number right now. Shout out to Tizzy T, great artist. He's SRG.
For
But
sure. So that's like the first thing, you know, getting a car, and then I'm gonna try to get some sort of job or source of income to help fund like my future endeavors, because I'm not trying to stay, you know, in my home state for much longer. I mean, I've had a good run, but I think it's time to move on to bigger and greater things.
yeah, I feel you on that one. We're gonna be doing a little creator exodus soon, if you know what I mean. More updates on that in the future. But
Hell yeah.
creator exodus into a beautiful territory. But yeah, you're a big fan of Draco the Ruler, aren't you? You always fucking bring him up, dude.
Oh hell yeah. Draco the Ruler, one of my favorite rappers.
When did you start listening to him?
Um that's a good question. I'd have to say I started getting into him around the same time I got into Shoreline Mafia, because he was featured on a lot of their songs.
Word.
And it's weird because he kind of had to grow on me as an artist, because if anyone knows anything about Draco the Ruler, he doesn't really rap like super on beat, but he kind of like slip slides over, you know, the beat, and just kind of raps about like what's on the top of his head, you know.
Yeah,
So
for
he
sure.
goes, he has his own unique flow, and his flow is honestly what inspired like Blueface.
Oh, for real, damn.
Yeah, because you know they're both from LA, and um
Let me keep it a stack. I do not like the new LA sound.
it could be repetitive. I'll give it that.
That, you know what I'm saying? The Shoreline Mafia type beats. This shit's so
Yeah,
annoying to me for some reason.
I don't think people. I mean, to be fair, like only Shoreline Mafia has like the sauce when it comes to those beats. Same with Draco. Same with O3
I
Greedo.
prefer like the old G Funk shit, because a lot of people in the underground make G Funk, like Lil Jeff Gordon. You know what I'm saying? Like just me. Like
That's another person like I need to get on my channel
Lil Jeff.
somehow.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing that soon. I got an interview with Mr. Cisco, Cold Blooded, and Kuan Ron or some shit soon. Mr. Cisco has been in the industry since like 2009 and stuff, and he like kind of created the whole like new sound of funk, and he's like an underground legend. He produced a lot for like Suicide Boys and all of them. So he's a veteran, bro. Like for
For
Ghost
sure.
Main, a lot of Ghost Main tracks. He's a real big producer, but he's also rapping and stuff, and he's trying to find his own thing. But he's also a Schema Posse member. But yeah, he's a legend, bro. I'm really hyped to interview him.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's why I gotta get you linked up with like some underground legends. Like people don't. This is what I've been thinking though. That there's some difference between the underground and the mainstream, in the sense that the mainstream is people are more concerned about numbers and status, while the underground is more concerned with knowledge and experimentation.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's all about numbers, like the number of, you know, dollar bills you have in your wallet, the number of followers you have on your Instagram. It's all centered around numbers and not art. That's my main issue with the
Yeah,
mainstream.
but the underground's like fucking. No, it sucks though. It's the worst is underground people that think that they're mainstream.
Mm.
That's the
Yeah.
worst. And you know a situation that occurred where one of those people that's underground, like heavily underground, thought they were mainstream. You know how that situation can go awry, because you know, you gotta avoid that shit like the fucking plague. It's people who are underground that think that they're mainstream. You gotta fucking get the fuck away from those people, for real.
Mm.
And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. It. I don't know. I feel like the problem with music nowadays is everyone's trying to emulate each other.
Yeah, bro. Like I was listening to a Meg Thee Stallion track in the fucking gym, and I just couldn't, bro. It was kind of I wasn't like deliberately listening to it. It was like playing on the speakers. It was like I just can't. There's so much. The problem with her is like she's just emulating a lot of what other female rappers doing, and there's a lot more female rappers that are doing more unique stuff, more interesting stuff. Like Chica, she's amazing. She is so fire. She's like trying. You know what I mean? I just don't want to hear another like fucking girl sing about her ass shaking
and making guys eat them out. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very predatory.
Also, Cardi B's a predator because she used to like drug men and then steal all their shit. I mean, like, what if the roles
Nah,
were
but it seems
reversed?
like she'd be fun to interview though. I don't care. Like she'd be fun to interview. You know what I'm saying? Like the way she acts in interviews is just funny to me. Like she's got like a weird flamboyant personality. Like, and honestly, her music is not horrible. But she's just a fun. You know when you look at someone that you don't like and you think that they're fun to watch. It's like looking at a Trump tweet. Like I hate Trump, but looking at his tweets are hilarious. Like one time he tweeted when the pandemic started, he said, "We're sending stimulus checks to anybody, to any." Wait, what did he say? He said, "We're sending stimulus checks to everybody except the people that tweeted not my hashtag not my president. I wouldn't want to offend you." Like you can't you can hate the guy but also think that that's fucking hilarious. You know.
Look, maybe he deserved to be like let's just say he does deserve to be like impeached.
He's
At
already
least
out.
let him tweet. At least let him tweet. You know what I mean? Like let him get back on Twitter because like he's the only president that like really utilized social media the way he did. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
but
with
Biden has no game though. But I feel like at least like in terms of funny politicians, at least we have Putin. You know, he's funny as shit. I don't care. Putin's hilarious. Did you see him? So this is amazing. Fuck Joe Biden, Putin. There's this little like. Oh, I gotta send you this. So Joe Biden called Putin a killer or some shit. Like he was just talking about him and stuff, like in a funny
which
way.
is an accurate assessment, I would say.
But he was like Putin, like after he called him a killer, Putin dressed up in like a sheepskin suit and posed in front of like a Jeep. And he was like, "Dude, you have to see this. It's like, oh man, shit. I gotta find it. It was on some meme page or some shit. Damn, DJ, I could probably like DJ Academic's hairline or some shit. Dude, these meme pages are. That's what's funny about like the whole like academics thing is he has like fan pages of fan pages. Like people try and copy the whole like chatty Grand Wizard chat. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it's so interesting to me like that someone could have fan pages of fan pages. It's like mind-boggling. Like that's how big someone could get. Like I don't hate that. It's just like that's what I aspire to have, you know?
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, just don't end up being like academics.
Nah, bro. If I ever fucking have 1 million followers, I'll still be interviewing like little bums, like you know my friends from like school that don't even have a YouTube channel. Like I'll still be doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how much you know what I mean?
Well, that's the difference between you and academics is like you'll actually talk to people face to face and have a dialogue, but like Like me and Swishy were actually having a good conversation about it before I hopped on here. He was saying like the problem with academics is he, like, you know, the first thing he does when he wakes up each morning is he checks Drake's Instagram. Like his whole life revolves around talking about other people's lives. So
Yeah. You gotta check this out. I'm about to send you this Putin thing.
I bet.
Oh my god, this is amazing. Bro, have you seen a early cut of the Joe Rogan Experience, like one of the early episodes, and how it's like them on the couch, right? It's literally them in the middle of a couch. Yeah, it's not like he just like had his. He didn't really have a studio till like his 200th episode. Like, I love it. When you look back at like something that's so great. It's like looking at like an old record or old movie from a filmmaker. Like, if you look at Martin Scorsese's student film, Who's That Knocking on My Door? It's not really that good, but it's interesting to see still.
I get those same exact vibes when I go back and I look at the Dirt interview.
Yeah, but
And
bro,
like,
you're gonna be like way past that soon. Like, you know, when you move out and when you have your own little place and stuff like that, you know, you're gonna have everything well set up and shit. But you're gonna look back at this and be like, we're fucking here. You know?
Exactly. I mean, yeah, like, you know, if you look at it like, you know, like for like such a large lens like that, but like I'm saying like now, like I'm looking at the videos I put out compared to like what I first was starting to put out, and it's like now I have software, now I actually have, you know, like followers and stuff. So it's like, you know, every time I drop an interview, you know, I get more and more proud of my work, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I check your DM. I sent you the thing.
All right.
And I'm gonna send you another one. Hold up. It's it's a little edit of Biden posing in front of a truck. Like, that's what I want to see more, but I don't think we'll ever get that on the level of like how entertaining it is. But Trump was a fucking asshole, and he's like calling things the China virus. Like, that's so unnecessary, man. Like, yes, the virus came from China, but like it's like overstating something. It's really overstating that fact, you know.
Can I share my 2 cents on that? If we can't call it the China virus, then we can't call like the Brazilian strain the Brazilian strain, or the UK strain the UK strain. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but nobody fucking offends Brazilian people with the word the Brazilian strain. People offend Chinese people with the word China strain. So you should, and a lot of people disagree with this, you should tie things that people don't want to say to acts of violence. And like, I'm saying that people were using the China virus as like a derogatory term. It's like people using the CHI, you know what I'm saying? The CHI, that word. It's like people using that. I'm just saying that people are using it as a derogatory term, and I don't support that. And that after people started using it as a derogatory term, maybe he should have been like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't fucking call it that.
yeah, I guess. I mean,
it's like a how do I feel about it? It's just like anybody that's like shouldn't be using a certain derogatory term, using that word without thinking about it.
you could probably imagine that they were having similar discussions during like the Spanish flu. They're thinking like, oh, it's a disease.
I mean, really? Do you think they were? Like, I think there were like 9-year-olds like fucking working in a factory, being shoved down tubes to fucking. There was no labor laws or whatever the fuck. I mean, there might have been. I forget, but you know what I'm saying? Like, people were more cruel, and like that was like 50 years after people like just realized we shouldn't human traffic people because of their race. You know what I mean? So like I feel like 1950s moving forward is when we sort of became like more conscious, more aware. But I feel like we also kind of lose this sort of, us as a species sort of lose our touch, lose our roots. We don't hunt for food anymore. We like buy it in a package. We don't, nothing's natural. We're fucking up everything now in terms of the environment, and we don't care. And we won't care. Like, we're just gonna keep doing it. Like, do you really think I'm gonna stop? Look at your fucking microphone. Look how much fucking plastic's on that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's just like whatever, man. Like, you know, look at
there
this.
should be a transition towards like cleaner sources of energy, but like,
no, I think this is what we need. If we're gonna have a clean world, we need like a mass extinction event, and the virus is not that. I think we need we need to be resulted to like 1,000 people. You know, that's what we need to happen, and then everybody would start to realize, oh, let's not fuck up like last time. You know what I'm saying? Or we need to like find a new planet, and like. Only one. We need a dramatic exit. You know, that's what we need. That's what I want to see is a dramatic exit where everybody's like, "Oh shit!" Or
like everyone like boards on a spaceship.
No, only 1,000 people, and we leave all the other people behind to die.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, that's what's gonna happen. That's it. That's what we need.
Isn't there like a movie about that? Like where they get on like a huge like.
There's a movie
ship?
about everything. There's a movie about some girl's mouth accidentally turning to an asshole. Like, that's a real movie. I think. I just saw like a fucking post about it, but there's a movie about everything, bro.
You know the movie WALL-E?
Yeah, so yeah, basically that, but like in a different way, like
where
not
we
really
don't
in a
all
different...
become fat asses and
yeah, maybe not
around on hover scooters or whatever, and have robots do our every. Like, that's the one thing I'm afraid of is like. Because I've heard people argue that like the world would be better if everything was just controlled by AI, and I'm like, dude, no, it's not. Like, what do you see how horribly that could end?
Facts.
Like, if everything was controlled by like an artificially created intelligence, like that would end so horribly. Because as soon as that thing,
but like they're gonna hear this conversation one day and be like, oh man, he doesn't support us. They're going to cancel you in the future because you spoke against AIs, bro. That's what's going to happen. You know what they're saying? They're going to, like, see you, like, tell your Siri to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to be like, they're going to look back at that footage and they're going to be like, oh, shit, this guy's an abuser.
This guy yells at women. He yells at women in his phone.
Yeah, sure. They're gonna find that footage and they'll be like, oh...
Siri becomes a real person, and it's like, remember when you called Siri a bitch? Would you like to answer to that, Mr. Grandmaster Hendy?
Yeah, that's what they're gonna replay that footage in front of you over and over again.
Look, number one, I'll kill myself if that ever happens. But...
That's why we need the equalizer. We need the fucking event that's like, you know, what's a robot, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need an event where it's back to, you know, I want a soda, you know, here's some lip balm, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what we need. That's what I want. You know, this shit's too complicated, you know? Bank account? What? It's boring. It's too organized. It's really scary.
Yeah, because, like, you know the game series Fallout?
I know it's about a nuclear blah 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 after blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you were kind of talking about how we kind of need like a dramatic, like sort of mass extinction kind of event.
Yeah.
Well, what that game talks about, like the main quote of that game is that war never changes, and there might be like a mass extinction, but like in reality it's probably just gonna be like another like chapter in human history that was just as bloody as the last one, in my opinion.
Like it's not gonna be like we're all gone. It's just gonna be like a lot of us are. It's like the theory by Graham Hancock. You ever looked into that?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so Graham Hancock's theory is that around 10,000 years ago there was a mass extinction level event, and that the Earth was actually heavily advanced at the time, and we were very advanced. We had a lot of technology and stuff like that, and we were a worldwide civilization, right? But afterwards, there was this giant flood that occurred, which is documented in major religions, and he sort of found a a lot of historical evidence and archaeological evidence of massive floods and stuff like that. And then afterwards, there was this sort of like mass extinction level event, and these societies and civilizations were sort of destroyed, and what you would call this is Atlantis, but that's just the broad generalization made by fragments of information brought to the Greek people after 9,000 years, right? But there's also the fucking Göbekli Tepe. What's it called? Göbekli Tepe. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's a Neolithic archaeological site in southeastern Anatolia in Turkey, and it's dated back to how long ago? It is dated back to 9,500 BC, and it's a site to a bunch of megaliths. It's like this very advanced structure made 9,500 BC, and the theory is that after human civilization went in its sort of fucking downhill, holy shit, we're all dying, that that's where they went. That's where they started off, is in Turkey and stuff like that. They sort of built everything from the ground up, and that's why a lot of civilizations mirror each other. You look at fucking Egypt, and then you look at like the Aztecs, very similar. They're all sacrificing shit to the sun, you know what I mean? It's all connected, man. And
made
people
pyramid-like structures.
Yeah, for sure. And they're also fucking finding DNA in skeletal remains in South America. They're finding DNA of fucking Polynesian people in South, and it's dated back like thousands of years ago. It's like, what, bro? Why is there fucking Polynesian DNA in South American species? Like, what, bro? Doesn't make sense.
Have you heard of a story in the Bible called like the Tower of Babel?
You read the Bible? I got bored.
Okay, yeah, I mean, like, there are some parts of it that I find like interesting.
Oh, same, but like I never gave it a full read.
Yeah, me neither. But like, there's this one story where like all these people were like building a tower that was like gonna basically reach heaven, and God thought it was foolish apparently. So he basically made it so like everyone who was working on this tower started to speak like a different language than one another. And what happened was like they all forgot about building the tower because they couldn't communicate with each other. And like what happened was all those people who were speaking like English and German and like stuff like that, or like the languages that kind of were like predecessors to those like modern day languages, they all like spread across the entire world and kind of started their own like civilization speaking their own languages. So like, and I was thinking that sounds almost so crazy that it makes sense. Well,
it's like all like these fucking civilizations and all this shit that we're talking about. Who like Tower of Babel. Where is this even taking place? Babylon, right? Like before.
I think it was called the Tower of Babel because it had to do with all the languages.
No, like, but listen, I'm looking at the fucking Wikipedia thing. It's a united human race in the generations following the Great Flood, speaking a single language and migrating eastward. What the fuck's in the east? Why are people in the Bible writing about eastward when we've never even been there before? Right? Well, I'm saying that's because there is knowledge of humans being in the eastern part of the world, and that it was just not really a you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like they're writing about being in the east, right? When that's supposed to be you fall off a cliff and it's like you float into space or some shit. That's what everybody thinks.
See, what I'm confused about is if that's the case, like Christianity should have been like a thing in like Japan before like the Portuguese came over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm saying is like the people who wrote those books probably possess some giant knowledge. And you ever heard of the Assassin's Creed stories? The fucking that's mirrors reality right there. The Assassin's Creed, not fucking that's a theory. You know what I'm talking about? The backstory of Assassin's Creed is how like
Yeah.
75,000 years ago, Adam and Eve were born, and humans were like slaves to an alien race.
Yeah, the precursors.
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. Is like, what if, you know, how that kind of goes downhill and like fucking there's many civilizations and gods and stuff like that. Like, what if like all these gods are just fucking aliens? Like, what if Jesus was kind of like, this is my theory on Jesus, is like, was he a god? Was he like the physical manifestation of God? No, right? I think he was probably just like, there's a lot of aliens doing a lot of fucked up shit to people, you know, like gods and minotaurs and fucking what, right? And then he just kind of came down and was like, you know, I want to help these fucking idiots. There's a lot of fucking idiots here, you know, like I'm gonna fucking just come down and help them, and like what I do with what I can do. And like maybe him walking on water was not him walking on water, maybe it was like him riding a fucking hovercraft over water. And the only way do you really think that one person back then would be like, holy shit, right down in the book, holy shit, he's riding in a fucking hoverboard? The only thing they know what to say is that he's walking on water.
Yeah, I think the people that wrote the Bible, if you use that logic, I think they knew exactly how to write it to make it.
And they were on psychedelics. Like, psychedelics were, like, what's illegal? Like, they don't even know what the word illegal meant back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were just, like, commonly using that shit. And a lot of wine, a lot of wines, a lot of people have been tracing ancient winery, and, like, ancient winery was made out of a lot of psychedelics at the time. Like, it was not the common alcohol. Alcohol was not really that common in Europe. It was mainly common in, like, it stems from a Muslim word. Alcohol is a Muslim word, so like alcohol did not actually stem, like, I'm saying wine wasn't originally made out of alcohol. It was made with a lot of herbs used by many different people, and that a lot of some of those brews were used with psychedelics. So like, you know, the burning bush, like they were just probably fucking stoned, bro.
Yeah, and you know, like LSD and all that, that's like from a fungus that grows like on bread, and you know they weren't able to store stuff that well back then, so
they didn't know what like fungus was. Like they were just eat whatever.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like they had no idea that, like, you know, they were probably eating like this stale bread, and it was making them, like, you know, have psychedelic experiences.
It's just like it's like the whole like, don't eat wild berries, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Except don't eat wild fucking bread with fungus on it, like, yeah.
And they were probably eating, like, you know, psilocybin mushrooms without even realizing it. They would probably cook it in, like, you know, some sort of meal, and then, you know, it would make them have like these experiences that could be translated into, you know, God reaching out to them. So,
yeah,
I mean, all that stuff is like probably very new to them at that point. So like they had no idea that like nowadays when people take psychedelics, they know it's a drug. You know, they know that whatever they experience, you know,
they know it as what the government told them it is.
Yeah, exactly. They just know it as a narcotic. But back then, you know, there wasn't such a thing as narcotics. You know, like opium was like growing, like, you know, freely back then. You know, like. And it was
a good
used
thing.
Freely.
Probably not, but it's
I mean, yeah. I mean, look what it did to China. I mean, that's why in China, if you get caught like smuggling drugs in that country, you get executed, because like what happened was the British like started pumping in opium into China, and you'd have like these people who would be like sitting in their houses and beds all day just puffing on opium, and like when the communists came to power, they said like never again. And now if you get caught smuggling drugs in China, like they'll just kill you regardless of where you're from.
I'm about to do that.
Yeah, like these two Canadian guys, you know, got in trouble for smuggling meth into China, and like, you know, Canada was upset about it, but like China just executed them. They you know, which is fair. I mean, they knew the rules going into it. It's not like someone like innocent just got caught, you know, coincidentally with a bunch of drugs on them, and then they were gonna execute him. But like, yeah, no,
you can't fight against that, you know. And by the way, like who, just some random Canadian. It's not ASAP Rocky. Who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
Like if it was ASAP Rocky or NBA YoungBoy, yeah, get him out, right?
That's like when ASAP Rocky got locked up in Sweden, and everyone made a huge,
We'll get
you
ASAP
know,
home ASAP.
hmm?
Trump said we'll get ASAP home ASAP. Not knowing it meant always strive and prosper. That's why. ASAP doesn't mean as soon as possible. It means ASAP.
I think the funniest thing with Trump and rappers is when he was like when like Lil Pump came on the stage and he's like Little Pimp. I'm like, oh my god.
You know what's interesting about Trump and rappers is like he was like loved by rappers in the '90s. Like there's a bunch
like
of
Snoop
Trump
Dogg.
bars.
And now, yeah, like Snoop Dogg like has pictures with Trump, and now Snoop Dogg like has released like music videos where he's like shooting Trump in the head and shit. I'm like that shit's ignorant. Like like I understand if people hated Trump like before, like he became like a politician, which like there's plenty of reasons to hate Trump.
The way he responded
politics.
to the jogger situation in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Very
and
yeah.
Or like when he was like trying to ask Obama to show like his birth certificate, like it like that's so dumb because like if Obama wasn't born in the U.S., like he wouldn't have been able to run for office.
Even if he wasn't born in the U.S., I don't even fucking care. Like
exactly that's the other thing. But I'm saying like there's no logic behind that because like Obama was clearly a U.S. citizen when he was born. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to get as far. Like he wouldn't have able been president. Period. You have to be born in the U.S. to be president. So like I'm sure that politicians would have looked into that very carefully before allowing him to
go to the Bohemian Grove rituals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just,
that's where I want to go. That's everybody asks me like what vacation. What's your favorite vacation spot? It's Bohemian Grove, man. You know what
you just want to know what's fucking happening.
Yeah, but the thing is there's probably a million Bohemian Groves, right? That weren't exposed by Alex Jones. You know what I mean?
There's gotta be, yeah.
It's like how there's probably more than one Epstein's Island,
Most definitely. I mean, like all this shit, like people don't realize how deep it goes. Like it goes insanely deep.
That's why when I blow up, bro, I'm really trying to fucking join the Illuminati, man. I don't care. I'm joining, and then I'm gonna have a redemption arc. That's my goal in life. Join the Illuminati, have a redemption arc. I'm predicting it now.
Yeah.
Show this when I shoot up a ritual,
Yeah.
And then that's the big moment, right?
Honestly, yeah.
That's what I hope for. And Nemesis, I interviewed Nemesis, and he told me he captured a ritual or some shit on camera or some shit. Like he was like fucking, because he shoots music videos for big people, and he like runs a Schema Posse account. But what he said is, because he like, that's how he makes his money though, is like shooting big music videos. Like yes, he does a little Schema rap thing, but that's all small stuff. You know what I'm saying? The Schema shit's all small stuff. But when he's on the big music videos for top profile, rappers and stuff like that he shoots, gets paid big bucks. So one time he was shooting music for someone. He wouldn't tell me the names, but Nemesis was shooting this music video for someone, and he told me this person he was shooting it for, he went into like a room for 10 hours looping the same song over and over again, and he was like, don't walk in here. One time someone walked in there, and he was like in this praying position with the eyes in the back of his head and shit like that.
I think I might have heard about this, yeah, like...
Yeah, I told you, and I was like, whoa, right? And then he told me that one time he captured an MK Ultra ritual, and he was shooting a music video, and people were like placing devil symbolism in the music video, like devil objects and like satanic. And I don't hate Satanism. Like Satanism is not like a horrible thing if you actually look at it. It's just a mirror version of Christianity, but like a lot of I had the assumption is that Satanism, in terms of people abusing it, the power for it, like you couldn't name the head of the Satanic Order, right?
Yeah.
But you could.
There is none.
No, there is, but like the Satanic Order is a real thing. Like there's a real Satanic church, shit like that. But you could name, the general audience could name like, oh, Black China has a Baphomet tattooed on her back. You know what I'm saying? Ali Lottie, Juice WRLD's ex-girlfriend, has a Mason symbol on her fucking, you know what I'm saying, on her stomach. And that's what I like, this weird thing, because I have two perspectives, and I'm trying to educate myself on the alternate perspective of what is commonly seen as, oh, you're a Mason, no, fuck you, devil worshiper, blah blah blah. Oh, you have double symbolism, fuck you, devil worshiper. What the theory is you know how like Masons, stonemasons, ancient stonemasons, you know, you see an arch, you know, you see that shit, right? That took a lot. I think I might have explained this to you, but that took a lot of time to learn, a lot of time to master. Took a lot of. That's a secret back then. That's a secret, how to build that arch in a cathedral, right? If you give that information to someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing of how to build that arch in the cathedral, that arch is gonna break down. That arch is gonna fucking kill everyone. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's what a Mason is people who hold secret information about architecture. That's really all it is. Like when you actually think what a Mason is, it's fucking, and they're community event people, right? The theory is that at the highest level, oh, they might have some secret blah 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 blah, because like nobody knows, and that's the mystery, is that nobody fucking knows. And people honestly just like put this shit somewhere, like underground people even put symbolism, satanic symbolism there because they want to be different. They want to just, you know what I'm saying? Maybe there isn't always an agenda to it, is what I'm saying. But that's not the exciting answer, is it? Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let me go one more tangent. Fucking Satanism, it's a mirror version of Christianity. So they say like, don't be nice to your trespasser, kill your trespasser. That's the mentality of a Satanist.
What's the most important holiday in Satanism? I'm gonna quiz you.
I don't know.
It's your birthday.
That's dope, bro.
See, there's different versions of Satanism. The one that I'm most familiar with is the one where basically you don't worship Satan, you basically worship yourself. That's like
that's
the
how
purest
Marilyn
form of
Manson
Satan.
described it.
Yeah, but like if there's people that actually like worship like Satan as like a deity, I don't think that's real Satanism, because like the idea, you worship yourself basically.
I mean, you know, it's not horrible.
Which I think a lot of people do to begin with without calling it Satanism. But like, I mean, it's not as horrible as some people think. But I feel like when people think of Satanism, they think of like borderline schizophrenic people who are like, you know the type I'm getting at, like
killing a lamb in front of an altar, you know,
stuff like that. Like when in reality, it's basically like the whole idea of the religion is just worrying about yourself, nobody else. And then you're right. Like like instead of being nice to your trespasser and letting him go, you just kill him. Like that's the logic behind it. So.
And like the nuclear bomb was a good decision. That's their.
Yeah.
Like that was a great decision. That was like one of the best decisions ever made. Like that's their philosophy. Like, do you really think like,
in some ways they're right. Because
think
about how many conflicts that's deterred.
Gandhi wrote letters to Hitler.
Really?
So Gandhi wrote letters to Hitler and was like, if you could stop all this horrible tragedy and horrible acts you're doing, you could stop this genocide. But I guarantee you, like, Hitler looked at that letter and started laughing. Like, look at this.
Why would he?
Look at this stupid letter. That's what he probably thought, right? Yeah. But what worked is atomic death. A fucking, shout out to Duncan Trussell for pointing that out. I watch a lot of his podcasts.
Yeah. No, that brings up a good point. Like, no one's just gonna stop because they can, like they have like some twisted ulterior motive when it comes to something like that. I think
the
with
ulterior motive, what you brought up that fucking word, the swastika used to be a fucking ancient Hindu symbol that
like in Eastern countries it means something completely different. Like in Western countries, we know what it means, like to us, but like in Eastern countries you'll go to like shrines and stuff and like still see swastikas, and they're used in like sort of like a pattern almost, and
that's just so fucked up. Like, come on.
Like
but that's Nazis, because they did hella expeditions out there. like they as archaeological expeditions. The
Yeah.
theory. Have you ever gone on the secret space program rabbit hole?
Is that the one where like the U.S. went for like 50 different people before actually making it to the moon?
No,
Because I've heard Alex Jones.
The theory is we're already a part of a secret galactic alliance, and that like it's basically like Star Trek now, but it's all secret because they don't want to share the information with people. And like we've already been to Mars, we have bases on the moon already, and the theory is like the Nazis like left on some fucking spaceship from Antarctica. And
Yeah,
like just
like-
left, like it's
Yeah.
like okay, cool, like you know maybe you did. There is a lot of like little findings of maybe they were experimenting with space technology and shit like that. But I'm not the mentality like maybe I should wait a while to fucking see that shit. Like can I see that? Like can I see like supposed Area 51 and how Area 51 is so large that with the American government. That Area 51 is so large that you can see the curvature of the Earth from the inside of it. That's what witnesses have said, is that it's so large and it's so like underground that you can literally see the curvature of the Earth from inside of it. And that would be dope. Like right?
Yeah.
Like hell yeah. Like I wanna. That's what if I were to ever see anything in my life, that would be Area 51 right there. That's what the fuck I'd see. Like in this whole Storm Area 51 thing, like that's what a bunch of fucking pussies. Like, they should have went in.
But let me put it like this. If all the stuff that we believe is at Area 51 was actually down there, the Air Force would have no problem just killing all those people before they... Like, I'm serious. Like, they would justify it somehow. I mean, it's not justified, but, like, they'd find a way to justify it, saying, like, you're invading a federal facility, this is an insurrection, Like, that's how they would see it. And, like, if those are the types of secrets they're hiding under there, they would have no problem killing a couple hundred people. I mean, the U.S. really doesn't have a problem with that.
I think what they're hiding down there is the David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think they realize that if people were to actually see what's over there, that it would discredit the United States government so badly for like the rest of eternity that it could cause a collapse. Like you never know, or it could be.
That's what I want, though, right?
But let's just say the Air Force is just telling the truth, and it's like an aircraft, like experimental aircraft testing facility. If that's all that we would see, then why don't they show it now?
True.
I mean, I understand that they don't want like the enemy to get an upper hand. Like, I understand why that's why a lot of things are like classified like that. But
But like, do you really think we could handle that? Like, imagine like one day everybody's like, okay, yeah, government, yeah, the government's like, oh shit, we've been hiding all this. Here you go. Here's a hovercraft. You wanna go to Walmart and get a hovercraft? Here you go. If someone came up to you right now, gave you a hovercraft, and was like, go to Mars, or a spaceship, go to Mars, you'd fucking crash, dude.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, what if they just want to have a slow output of information? Like
that's exactly what I think they're doing. And honestly, I think that they're giving a lot of technology to Elon Musk to
slowly develop over time.
Slowly, like they kind of say, like, here's what our scientists have worked on for years.
Wait, is Elon Musk taller than his wife?
I've never even seen pictures of his wife. Actually, I'm not.
Wife. Okay, let's check this out. What the fuck? What's his wife's name? Grimes? Who the fuck is... Oh shit. He's dating Grimes? No shit. The fucking British singer.
Yeah.
What a boss. How tall is she? Come on. Grimes. Height. Okay, she's 5'5". That's good. Good job. Let's see. 6'2". Elon Musk
She's-
is 6'2". She's 5'5".
Hmm.
Good job,
Hell yeah.
Elon. You know Jeff Bezos. You know Jeff Bezos' wife's taller than him.
I could see that.
He's getting pegged.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I couldn't. I could never.
Nah, Jeff Bezos. That's
He's a
that's
bitch.
someone that's
I'll
hiding.
fuck him
He's
up.
a bitch and he's hiding some major shit. And he treats his employees like crap. I could speak from experience.
You worked at Amazon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like working at a fulfillment center, and it like there are people peeing in bottles because they get pissed off that like you would go to the bathroom too much. So like people like you'd literally like be stacking boxes and then like right in the back of the shelf you see like these like bottles of urine,
That's great.
and it's
yeah.
like holy fuck.
That's funny as shit.
Oh my god, like
That's great.
richest man in the world basically, and like he fucking
Elon Musk is like always topping up, like all over him and shit.
I thought like Jeff Bezos, or no, was it Jeff Bezos or I can't believe I'm forgetting the Microsoft guy.
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates, yeah, fucking hell.
But at least Elon Musk is like friendly with the population and the people. Like the general public supports him, and he's like he's with the people. It seems.
I think he's one of those people that are like he's definitely socially awkward. You can tell, but like I think he's like too socially awkward to like be mean. Like I think
Yeah.
he wants to make people like comfortable at least, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Are you familiar with a guy named Jack Ma?
Yeah.
Yeah, richest guy in China. Like, did you see the talk that like him and Elon had?
No.
Like, well, they were both on stage, like sitting next to each other, and like, if you look at like Elon Musk, like you know, facial expressions, like Elon thinks that Jack Ma is a stupid person, and he's not. And I don't think Jack Ma is like stupid, but like I think Jack Ma is one of those people that opens their mouth without like knowing what they're talking about. But like if it sounds intelligent, he'll still say it, if that makes sense. But like Elon's able to like see through that. So if you look at his facial expressions, like Elon like looks so awkward there, and he's just like, what? Like he did, like it was kind of out of place.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah.
So Elon Musk is the goat of technical entrepreneurs, basically.
Oh yeah, and like
You know, he made PayPal. He literally created. He's the guy who created PayPal.
no shit. Really?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Shout out to him. Alright, we're gonna end this shit. I gotta fucking take a shower or some shit and go to bed. But
For sure, I gotta pee. But thanks for having me on, man.
alright, links in the description to his channel. Goodbye.